Okay, hello. Okay, guys, this is me. I'm a Yellow Queen, and I'm a Twitch streamer for Civilization 6. And I've been asked a lot about how to play better, how to play early game, and whatsoever. And I wanted to make a guide for the English native ones. Because, yeah, my stream is mostly German, but I mean, I wanna encourage to play better anyway. So we're gonna play a map now. It's gonna be a 6-player map with only one AI. And it's not about the AI, it's just about playing the game, probably. And we're gonna play not the normal version of the game, we're gonna play the BGS version, so it's better balanced game and better game starts. That's active, like it's the multiplayer mods. If you don't know them, check them out. You can come by my stream and just type in mods and you will get a link to the mods that we play online. There's also another mod that's called Multiplayer Helper and Policy Card mods, which shows us what the cards do in the policy. And there's also the Multiplayer Helper, which gives you a possibility to, change everything about multiplayer. Like you can pause the game, you can do remap wars, like stuff for teamers, mostly. Okay. So the reason why I picked Poundmaker to show you the basics is because he's really efficient. You're gonna have no problems hitting Golden Age, and you're gonna see a lot of basic stuff that like every Civ can do this strategy, but on Poundmaker it's even better because of the +1 food for every trade route and the extra trade route. This strategy is gonna be like a lot more effective early on, and on like any other Civ, like let's say Mongolia or any commercial Civ really. You're also gonna be able to play it, but it's gonna be yeah, not as fast, let's say. Okay, I'm just gonna put out the timer so we don't get stressed here. Okay, early game is pretty basic. You spawn some place because of better game starts. We're always gonna have like 2-2s. And because of capitals only maximum in the settings, we're always gonna have like a 3-1 base on every flat plane. And if you settle on a Lux, like let's say this one was on freshwater, then we would get a 2-3 base actually. So resource and settling is also still a thing, but mostly you can settle in place if you want. Okay, for technologies, we always want to just click on currency. And we always want to start with a scout. I mean, with Poundmaker you have a special scout, but that's a little bit more expensive. But with every other Civ, you're always gonna build 2 scouts, right? Either it's 2 or 1 scout, it depends on your environment. Like we have an open map, right? We see some coastline over here, but we need 1 scout to go up and we need 1 scout to go down. We need this warrior to check the coastline, basically. And in the Civic, we're gonna go to Early Empire because we want the trade route and we also want the settler card later. And we also want the Gov title, right? We could also go this way, but there's a mechanic in the game that's called discounting, and we don't want to unlock this government plaza. We're gonna see how I discount some campuses, and you will get the normal game. You will see it. I will describe it in detail, but first we're gonna set up probably for that. So we got our first scout. I mean, he he gets an extra promotion, right? So it's really efficient, really strong in the early game. Especially good for, checking out the area. Okay, so we're gonna build another one. We got here 1 population. It really helps in the early game. Okay, this is like the sign that we have to move the warrior down, because a scout, even a Kree scout can, I think he can kill almost a barbarian camp, but I'm not sure. If it spawns another unit, then you still need your warrior. Okay, we now have double scout, right? We have like, we're working normal 2-2s. If you want to make sure that you work the proper yields, you're always gonna lock in production and food down here. And then we're gonna go for the first settler, right? So by this point, we already have to know, there we go, combat versus barbarians, because there's like a barbarian actively next to us. And we can either go God King or urban planning. So on my perspective, I like to go urban planning more. People want to go God King for, you know, faith and getting a pantheon. In some cases it's really good. It's actually up to you. If you're like in a position like me here, you may don't even really need to go straight up for it, because, you know, we didn't meet any CS right now, but we could still meet a Faith Hut, or we could still meet a White CS, or latest we get Pantheon if we pump in Moksha. Because Moksha gives actually 2 Faith for every district, and we're gonna get him anyway every game, but we're gonna talk about governments in Expert a little bit later. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Barbarian card, right? And I'm gonna go urban planning. Plus 1 production is actually pretty huge in the early game. For the stuff that I like to do, personally. If you only want to go like 3 cities, then that's also fine and stuff. I'm more a player that goes for a little bit more greedy early game. Like, I want to have a lot of cities real quick. We don't have another 2-2, so we need to buy one. And we want to buy something that we can maybe use even later. Something like this, like a chop, or something like this, like a stone chop, right? So it's either a price question, and we want to go with the cheaper one for now, because we want to get the trader, if possible. Okay, we get some hearts. We need to still upgrade him. And we need to do it before he gets the hut, because the hut gives XP. We have 10 faith now, so we're missing only 2. So we can do something like do a government change before we finish Fortune Droid or something. We're gonna settle here. Why here? Because basically the only freshwater settle that we do have, and this is a plain hill that gives us a 2-2 base, right? So if you settle on plain hills, you get 2-2 base. If you settle on grassland like this, you get 1 error score, but you get a 2-1 base, and 2-1 base are really like not cool. Like, especially on the first 2 cities, you want to have like, even if you have to walk 1 or 2 more tiles to get a proper city, I would advise you to do so, because the first 2 cities you want to play, so that you will play, they need to carry your shit. They need to carry your empire. You need either Moksha or Pingala in that city mostly, because you want those cities to get higher population. But we will get to there if I'm at government building. Okay. So for now we're gonna just scout further. In the city we're gonna go for another settler straight up. Now we could argue like why not a worker to improve the stones or something. The reason is because we want to get to here. We want to get to currency, and we want to play discount. So now we're gonna go here. Go there. I mean, this is a little bit risky. Like, I should have had a unit that's more like covering here, but because of the barb I didn't go with him up here, and that's like kind of a small mistake, but we'll see. Okay, I think Brazil killed already the barbs, which is okay. We're gonna have here no more hut, but it's okay. We're still fine here. The city is right on place, and another one will be like somewhere here, right? So we're gonna scout there. Okay, now we do have a new city. So this is a city that doesn't really have like a lot of options, right? Because we want to, so A, we want to build a commercial, right? To build a commercial. And B, we have now time, like 15 turns to do something. And we can build trader right here. We can build him at this very moment. So we're gonna build a builder to get future production. So there's actually a few options you could do here. You could also do monument, or you could say we start campus, but I don't wanna go campus personally. I wanna get commercials as fast as possible in this strategy because we're gonna play Magnus first. Why Magnus? Because he gets on trade routes a +2 production, and our government or the city where I place him doesn't lose population if I finish a settler, which is actually quite good if you go for like something like 10 cities, which you do want to do on most games. Like your goal, like to win a game, you need at least 7 or 10 cities. So with 7 it's possible, but it has to be 7 more, let's say, advanced good cities, some kind of space. Sometimes you don't have the luxury, like your neighbors and some other players, right? But you can do a lot with 7 cities, but you need at least 7. Okay, so now here we're gonna actually go down here because there's like a 3 foot base, so that's a 3-1. That's really good, and we have 2 2s, right? And we have a river for the commercial, so that's really good. And the thing is also, it's like quite far, right? But yeah, it's the closest that we can get, right? So the city is gonna be there. So now we have a lot of options again, right? I could place a campus here. I don't want to because we're gonna discount that campus because at the moment it costs 31 production. That's really cheap. But when I place it, it should be like the same price. We hope. I hope we get the same price. You will see when I discount it. The monument here could be an option, but the thing is, for discounting, I want to have low culture, so we're not gonna go it and actually go for another settler. That's why we also like the production card, because we get to that third settler a little bit faster, right? And we're gonna have a chance of being there in a let's say 1 turn earlier, or maybe 2. Okay, now we're gonna swap because we want a Pantheon, because we have 10 faith, right? Now swap it out, we don't need a bad card anymore. Gonna go next turn. Go there, there's 20 gold, real nice. In 1 turn we can get a trader. Okay, so now we need to go up here. Here we get Pantheon. So now there are a lot of different options. Okay, basically Pantheon choices are one of the most difficult choices in the game, and they can really influence your whole empire. So there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong or be wrong if there's the Pantheon already gone, kind of. But there's also stuff that the Pantheon can't do, and that's something like you could go for City Patron Goddess in some games, but like on some civs, it's not like it's there. Let's say Pantheon is like really dependent, but the thing is, Pantheons can never stop you from discounting, no matter what you do. They can help you to discount, but if you do like the right stuff, you even if you have like a later Pantheon, it doesn't really matter in some values or in some situations. Yeah, so don't get stressed out by it. Just pick something that you feel like. In some cases, like, see, we have like quarter stone, so like it looks like maybe stone circles would be valuable here, but we don't really want to keep the stones. We want to chop them, and we don't have enough in the whole country. I mean, down here there's some, but it's like not worth it for the stuff I want to do. Then we have some other stuff. I mean, religious settlements is always kind of okay. I'm just gonna go with something really plain forward to show that it's like, I mean, like we're gonna take something we don't really Like it doesn't affect us. So that the strategy is viable with everything. I'm just gonna go Lady of Martian Reefs. It's not good here. Like the Pantheon doesn't really give us much because I'm not gonna use this space really because we're gonna build Great Bath probably and do double theater square or some shit. Maybe we're just gonna take plantations for the bananas later. Doesn't really affect the early game because I'm not gonna upgrade them for now. Oh, we didn't change the government, that was my bad. I can't change it now because it's too expensive. And we want to buy the trader. Mistake on my part, sadly. But it's okay. We're gonna be able to soon swap back. Okay. Now we got a trader here. Or here. And we're gonna take this city and do a trader here. Because of creep passive, we get another trader. So we can build one here, right? So now we have this guy. And this guy wants to go somewhere where we can chop, actually. And the thing is, we don't have the money to really buy one of these forests here, but we do have a forest here already. So I'm gonna just move in place. We're gonna do a builder here. We're just gonna start it. The recon unit, cool. Okay. So now we're gonna send the first trade route to our capital, because that's the place where we're gonna put in Magnus. We have the currency in 2 turns. Now we get the new settler, and we want to go somewhere where we can also put down a commercial and where we do have a river. So either I want to go like here. I mean, I could like go here and take it to 1 base, would be also okay. But I want this city to be strong as possible, and maybe be a city where I can put in a potential governor. And one of the more interesting governors, like after Moksha, Magnus, and Pingala, is gonna be Liang, and Liang is quite useful on volcanoes. And we do have a 2-2 base here, because that's plain hills. So we're gonna go here actually. And this city is also quite useful, because we can do like aqueduct, double industrial here, right? In some case. Okay, then we're gonna go for a builder. Do we actually have something worthy building? Yeah. We can do like a chop string here, or maybe we go for Artemis or whatever. Like to get a builder is like having something for the future. You just put down production into getting production, basically. That's why builders are like the key asset to, you know, improving in the game. Because the stuff that you do with your builders like affects like your tempo really huge. Like it's game changing. So we're gonna put down a commercial right here. Yeah, I would like to put it down, but the thing is I want to put it on this forest, because we already know, right? We're gonna do double aqueduct, double industrial, so I can't put down the commercial here, right? So we need mining, and we need this guy to finish. So the thing is, I'm like at the very moment, this costs 34 production, right? So if I finish early empire and mining, this commercial hub is gonna be 2 production more expensive. So every tech and every civic that you finish will give you costs to your districts. So not placing a district can be like really slowing you down, right? In this case, it's okay. It's only 2 production, and we gain a forest, and we gain a good adjacency on industrials. So it's like wise to, you know, not put it down. So there's the thing now. Like, I put this in floodplains already, right? And I don't want it to be flooded here, right? I don't want this space to be perma-flooded. So I have either the option to say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna risk it and put down commercial here, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm gonna actually put this down here. In some cases where you like miss Golden Age or have like trouble to get to Golden Age, I could have put down the commercial like right here. And this commercial would get +4 adjacency bonus, right? Because at the moment it's +3. And if you get +4 commercial, you're gonna get 3 error score. So on commercial sys, that's your way to get it. Or you go campus. But we are in no way we're gonna miss Golden. Because our builder can still build this Miko up. It's just unique improvement from him. It's actually pretty damn good. Just gonna wait here until we have mining, right? And it gives 4 error score. Okay, we got a builder. Everything cool. So we need to go somewhere where we can use him, right? And the only space where we can use him is either a yield that we grow into, which we won't, because you never grow into like bad tiles, you only grow into like good tiles and maze. The thing is, like, growing into something with culture always is affected, like which tile it is always affected by whatever it gives. And the only one thing that is like a shit yield that always gets chosen first is this. Like, if you have one of these in your surroundings, it's always gonna be first, sadly. It can sometimes cost you money because of that, sadly. I don't know why, but it's just a thing in the system. So because of Cree passive, we're gonna get these yields here, right? Because Cree has as passive every time a trader is sent to your cities, blah blah blah. Yeah, unclaimed tiles within 3 tiles of a Cree city come under Cree control when a trader first moves into them. That's really good for us. So we don't need to buy these. And I want to go for a government plaza here. Right here. Because we can do like some useful stuff here. And we can like give this space to this city and go for Great Bath. Like, Great Bath is one wonder, which nobody ever builds. But it's quite useful on like rare occasions. I'm just gonna scout the coastline over here because we didn't see it yet, and I wanna just know if there's like a resource or if there is something worthy to maybe at some point put down a coastal. It's already flooded once, so Great Bath also gives us something. Yeah, there's a hut, nice. Okay. So now we do have a chop here. We're gonna use it. It's 14 production. It's gonna be really helpful. Bam. Now we already can go for a market, either a market, or we can actually go for a fucking settler. It's like a big decision now what we want to do. So the thing is, we have 6 more turns in this area, and the question is like, what can we or do we want to do here? So the thing is, we don't really have another chop, basically, because we need to upgrade a stone for it. So we're gonna go a worker. And then we go production card. And now the first promote, like, okay, in every game you will get your first governor, right, at early empire. You will get your second at state workforce, and the next one's gonna be recorded history and defensive tactics. The only other way to get a governor is to put down a government plaza, because it awards you +1 governor title. And then if you build the building in the government plaza, which is also really huge for your game, like in every game you want to get it as quick as possible because it gives another government title. and governor title, and you need them. Like you need them. They are like the bread and butter in BG, but a balanced game. In normal game, it doesn't like fucking matter ever, because you're just gonna go Pingala, 3 upgrades, and you can YOLO in normal game. But in this game, in this version, you really need the governor titles. In the normal game, it's like nobody gives shit. Like Magnus in base game is really bad in compare. Okay, so we scouted a little bit. We also see like the future ahead of us. Like we're gonna have campus adjacency, right? Like we're gonna have campus adjacency. We're gonna have some commercial adjacencies here. We're gonna have like a harbor cities maybe. So we actually know where we want to go in the tech tree and actually what is important to us, right? And we also can already see like, okay, we need something to stop this flooding, so Great Bath. And we also can see, okay, we're gonna put down a government plaza somewhere in between those two cities because we can't risk to put it down here. So it's actually really simple thoughts, right? Like where am I going to place it, and which district can I put next to it, and what do I need? Like if I put down the government plaza here, do I actually need iron to put down a district next to it? I actually don't need to, right? This is enough to put down another district. So we're gonna like not need iron as quick as possible, and we don't have a threat in this case. And there's also another reason we want to discount still. So we're gonna here. And we're gonna go craftsmanship, state workforce, and then we will see what happens. Okay, we don't have the money to buy this. We're gonna upgrade this one. Just for the thing. Okay. Now we can go for the market. We get another 10 faith. We can go up here and chop this. Perfect. Now we can decide, like, do we go market or do we actually already go down into the Great Bath scenario? And we actually want to put it down already. The thing is, I'm gonna put it down because I know what's coming ahead, because I want to discount something. I want to discount the campus. You will see what I mean by that in like a few turns. And I want after that, the next district that I'm probably gonna get is Government Plaza, and the other district after the Theater Square or Entertainment Complex. And I want to have a place where I can put on a Theater Square, and also the Heureka for Theater Square here, trying probably is build a wonder. So actually building this is kind of beneficial already for me, right? And this city is okay, like to do it. Like we can put in production, it's like 9 turns, and we already do have like chops, right? We can invest money to get this and chop it out. We already have 2 builders, so like we have functional production working in our country, right? So we are flexible in those terms. So if we don't have the workers, we wouldn't be able to put like to go for this, because like it's inefficient if that city really takes nine turns. Like we can't have that city building something 9 turns long. Like even 5 turns here is like really super long. And I don't really wanna, you know, be in that position to, you know, lock in worker for 1 turn. I don't really want to be in that position where I can build something other here, because we do have to build something. We do have to build a market. We don't need it at the very moment, because we already have a trade route here, right? That's going down here, and we have a trade route that's going down here. And we do have someone coming up here, but here only needs 1 market, and the new market that gives this city a trade route is gonna be from here. And we do have a worker already in like setting up to chop something when Magnus is finished, because Magnus is gonna be like just 50% yields from plot harvest and feature removals in this city. So we gonna go somewhere to, you know, abuse the ability of our governor and get something useful out of it. In this terms, production, right? Okay, so our horses spawned now. We need to upgrade them to be, not defenseless versus invading other forces. And we also need to go for the Great Bath, right? So we want to have like a lot of money, like we need 75. And we also need to check something because we're gonna go commercials, and the only way, or the only thing that is like interesting for us at the very moment, in great people person-wise, is who is the first commercial guy. In this case, it's a great merchant that gives us 30 gold a year. There's also one another. So okay, to give you the information that you need first. So there are great people in the game, right? And the great people, they all have a cost. Like the first one costs 30, then the other one costs 60, and then they cost 120, right? You like some that are already more expensive because they have more value, and they're like in the game actually you can only unlock them later, right? Because I can't get these points unless I get, like to a future attack that's like way more later. So the only thing that we can get here, or could get, is this one, and the way to get it faster would be, right, to do a commercial hub investment. At this very moment, it's not worth it because there's like, so this guy gives us only gold, which we don't need. But if there was the guy with the trade route, then we would put down a project to get it immediately, because we could get, like, a project would cost me 2 turns, right? And I would get the trader, and then I could put it down here, which would give us again tempo, right? So like there's sometimes you need to check the great people. Yeah, we're gonna chop here. I put down, like, okay, if you have something in production, right, you can actually get it out of the queue, and then you can chop something, and then you can put down a district, right? And then the chop goes still into that district. So that's really useful. So really unlucky that there's a horse right here, but we still can do aqueduct industrial, and we can do aqueduct industrial, which is still okay. Because the horse also gives industrial points. The neighbor, HSC points. Right. Okay, so this city is gonna be right here. We have in 4 we have a commercial, and we have already seen when I placed it, right, the commercial takes me 4 turns, costs 41 production, but the campus actually is cheaper than before. It costs 24 production. Why the fuck is that the case? It's the case because in this game there's like a hidden rule, a mechanic that lets you discount districts. The thing is, like there's a rule, a rule that's questioning your country. How many districts do you have researched? Like we do have campus and commercial. And how many districts do you have built? Like these 2 things get asked. And the thing is, we do have 1 commercial and another one. So we have 2 commercials actually already. And we have 2 districts. So at the moment, we have the same amount, right? We have 2 districts built, and we have 2 districts researched. So at this very moment, we're gonna get the first district of a new kind that we haven't built. Like if it's the first one of that kind in our country, like we don't have a campus, right? The very first gonna get cheaper, actually. And remember, back like 5 turns ago, this campus was 31 production. So that's called discounting. You're gonna make future districts actually cheaper by having having an amount of 1 or 2, like you want to always put down 1 district a lot of times and then build something else in a time frame, basically. So the thing is, at the moment I get government plaza. The campus gonna get more expensive because there's also another rule in this. If I have more districts researched, right, then I have placed, and I'm gonna not be able to get a discount. So it's really crucial that you don't go around and research random districts. Like if you go Holy Site, Encampment, Iron, Harbor, like YOLOing around, then you will never be able to discount. And that's like really crucial. So if you decide to go for one district, you need to place it like a lot, like at least 2 times, if not 3 times, right? Because if you have 2 districts and you have 2 research, then you can discount the first one of the other kind that you didn't build yet. So you have to think in kind of pairs, and at some point later it will be like even more useful, because you're gonna use like, you can do actually stuff that's like, I would not say illegal, but it's really helping you to get ahead of other players. And that really makes also a big difference. And that's also a reason why we need workers, right? We need workers, and we need a population which is big enough. So that's why we need cities. Like, I can place the next district at 4 population, right? If I place down a city, like let's say here, coastal, and I don't have housing, then I'm basically fucked, right? That's why discounting on harbor sys is also pretty hard, because on harbor sys you get holy site, but you want to build a harbor first, and you need a lot of harbors to discount a campus, because you already have researched that thing. But if you don't get it yet, just ask me in stream again, or just watch a little bit more. You will see, and you can try to go in a game and, you know, like replay this at home. Just put the AI really far away with multiplayer helper. Like here I put the AI 25 years away. So you're just gonna, you know, explore the game, learn the game, and then you can play whatever you want. But you first need to get down that rule into your head. Like really, you need to get this down to be, let's say, valuable. So we can build a district here, right? So we need some money actually. So we need this one. And the problem with that is, we don't, like, I'm building something right here, and I want it to finish, right? So I actually would like to use my money for something else first. So we need to, like, get down a campus somewhere else. And this would be the perfect scenario to put it either down here or maybe here, right? So the question is now, for what are we aiming? You can actually discount not only one of a kind, not only the first one, but you can also discount the second and third one, and even a fourth one. But it's really hard. So for a discount to be available, you need, right, as many districts as you have researched, like finished in your country, right? That's the case at this very moment, right? So we're gonna go for a campus. We're gonna wait here. He's gonna wait here. He's gonna wait here. I will show you. Oh, we're gonna wait here. Okay, so the biggest decision right now is, am I going to place this down or not, right? And we will, because we need this to be finished in 5 turns. Okay, I don't want like hot volcano action, like that's shit obviously. So we're gonna take this one. I can't like afford to waste, like I can't wait this amount of time, sadly. So we're gonna just put this down. The city has a 2-2, and we just can, you know, build it, and then we can chop here to, you know, get another campus right out here. So this is 24 production. If I place a new one, right, it says 24 production, but actually it says 5 turns. So the interface is actually trolling us at this very moment, because to get another campus cheaper, I need one more district placed down than I have actually researched. So if you're one district higher than the amount of researched districts, then you're gonna get another discount. Okay, see? Now it's still 5 turns, so it's too expensive. We're gonna swap back to builder. Gonna wait here a turn. Why is that the case? Because we just finished this district and the game doesn't realize that we have to, you know, have done it, basically. And we need to, you know, wait out one turn, which is really bothersome. Like, it's really annoying sometimes. But we do have to wait out one turn to get it cheaper. To play, like, if I would place it now, I would just, like, do a fail. Like, this is the interface from last turn, right? 41. Gonna reopen the interface, and it's gonna be 26 production. Look at this. 26, really good, right? Now we have this yield right here, and we're gonna put it down. And now to fasten a discount, right? Because we could maybe get another campus cheaper. But the only way is for us to not actually take another district. So we need to wait here. We can go down like this. We can put in here good old settler. We can chop out the settler. Down here we're gonna fasten up that district a little. Now we do have golden edge. So you might be wondering, like, why do I need so many districts? What do I need them? Blah blah blah. And the thing is, you do need them, because at the first age, if you hit golden, which we always want to do to win a game, is you want to get pen, brush, and voice on every trader commercial civ. You actually don't want to go free inquiry ever. Like, you want to go pen, brush, and voice, and then you get, like, right here, each city receives 2 culture and 1 gold for each district. So we're gonna take this, and we have like 4.6 culture at this very moment, right? Just gonna take it, and then we're gonna get like a lot of culture, right? Like 2, 4, 6, it's gonna be 8, and it's gonna be 10. So it's a lot. It's really a fucking lot. So we do have one problem now. Since the culture tree forces us to get a district, we have kind of a time limit here, right? And the time limit to get this campus cheaper, because you see it's back to 5 turns, so it's not a 26, it's actually a full price. We're gonna have to do something to get that, actually. And the thing is, can we do it? It's gonna be really hard. Because we already have 2 discounts, and to get a third one, there's if you have 2, you need double the amount. No, I think you need 2 more. Not the double amount. You need double or 2 more. No, you need double the amount of the districts that you have researched to get a discount on the 3rd district. So if I have 1, 2, 3 commercials and 2 campuses, right? Then we're gonna have 5 districts built, and we're gonna have research 2. So we have double the amount. So then we can build a campus, a 3rd one, that's also cheaper. Now that we, see the culture and see how hard it is, like, this is a district, right? So we can tag this. We can tag this. This doesn't give us the district, but this gives us this district as well. So you see, we're gonna have like a hard time to abuse this, like a really hard time. But we need it, like we really do need it. Get somewhere close to here. So I don't want to take Holy Side, right? We could go for sailing, but we're gonna get the Hurricane at some point. Like I could get this Horeca. So the Horeca that I can't get is this, and I need some defense, so I want to go to horseback riding, right? Okay. So the problem is now we are not going to finish those two campuses, sadly, because this settlement was too far off. Like we had to walk too far. So it's probably not possible. That's the thing, if I would have built the campus right here in this city, I could have, chopped it. But I didn't want to, because in any case, if I don't make it, then I want to put down a theater in this city. Because that's gonna be discounted as well. Okay, so now we can actually go one turn Mississippi, and we're not gonna research it. We're not gonna finish it. So we do have a lot of time, actually. We're gonna get out a settler. If this city would settle real quick, then we could actually put down a campus, like, right? But the thing is, we're gonna not need it. So now we have like two options, right? Like either I go over here and put down another commercial or campus or whatever, or we're gonna think about the future and look at the districts that we are forced to get. And one of the districts that I want to discount is actually drama and poetry, because I want to get like 2 cultures. And these cities, they need to have population 7, which is like really far away, right? And this city needs to build government plaza. So we are like far fucking away from having another population somewhere. Okay. So we can actually chop out that great bath, almost. The thing is, where do I, yeah. There we can. I'm gonna chop this out. I can do a trader. I want to get it up anyway, but yeah, whatever. Gold, that's okay. We're gonna have the money to buy that anyway. Okay, now we go next turn, right? Now we can finish military tradition. Okay. Now we can finish a builder here. Still have the trade route. We go to upgrade horses. Now we do have the wonder. Gonna look here. Gonna do a builder. Oh, we have a job for you. Bob. Okay, see. Now we're gonna chop out that campus at this very moment. The campus is at 4 turns. So let me show you if we can make this cheaper. Now the campus is still sadly too expensive, and we don't. Oh no, we do have drama and poetry. We can like invest 1 more turn. So the game needs to realize that we have built the district. We can go for a worker here, right? Actually need to upgrade a mine. Go for the market. Like, yes, we have to check, like, okay, that's not a multiplayer again where it's like there's someone projecting and stuff. We don't, like, great persons is a whole another deal. We don't need to care about it as much right now. Okay, we got horseback riding. Okay. All good. Okay, next turn. Right, so right now, this should finally be cheaper, and there it is. 28 production, people. Oh, this was too expensive, but whatever. Gonna pump this out. We're gonna build a granary right here, because that city really does need a granary in any case. Okay, this city doesn't have a trade route, and it's the most crucial one because I want to get a commercial down here for later. Okay. Now we can finally go here, and then we go there. Like we go this. But this is like a hyper discount. So you don't wanna like this was now a showcase for you guys. Do what you can really do, right? With discounting. Like you can get to that point where you discount triple campus, but it's really hard to pull off time-wise, kind of, because okay, normally you want to have like turn 35, which we already passed. You want actually to be finished with the Gov Plaza. But in this case, it was really worth it to not do it because we have like really good campus, like it's +3, right? This one's gonna be +3 because we're gonna put down Gov Plaza here. Also, we can see this is full price now, and Government Plaza is a new district. We haven't placed one in our empire yet, and we have a lot of districts. Like we have 3 here, right? And we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 districts. So double the amount of districts that we actually have researched. So we're gonna get a Government Plaza cheaper. So it's only gonna be 20 production. You can place it down. We're gonna obviously build the worker. We're gonna finish it. We don't need the settler card anymore. We can go for either worker or production. So we're gonna have a look around. What are we doing in our country? We do have like a worker, like we're gonna build that obviously. So yeah, it's so and so. We actually can go, like it doesn't really matter. We're gonna go for the worker card. And then we're gonna take Barb card in only to build that one here. So now we're gonna get our next governor title, sorry. But it's basically from state workforce, right? Right here. So we're gonna put it into something that we need. So right now, the best thing that we can do is upgrading provision, because every trade route to our capital is at the very moment to production and to food, right? So let's see what happens if we do this. We get 4 fucking production. This is not possible in the base game. This is only for the balanced game, right? Because here governors actually matter. So the thing is, we're gonna get 4 production in every city, and that really helps us now, right? Because like, look at this city. It has 11 production. This one has 13. Like 1/3 of the production is almost like buff. Like what do we have? We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, right? 9 base and 4 from the trade route. So it's actually 1/3 better than before that city. And that's a fucking huge amount of production right there. And we're gonna get this every turn until the trader finish again. Then one turn we have sadly to skip it. I don't know why, but that's the case in this game. And then we're gonna get production again. So it's crazy amounts of useful. Like, it's really helpful. Okay, we're gonna actually go over here. We need to trade in that to 2 because that city needs help, obviously. And we need to buy these yields because we're gonna use them really soon. Then we're gonna finish irrigation, and then we go straight up to apprenticeship. Why do we go here? We go here because we need this +1 production to mine improvement. Like we really fucking need it. Okay, now we're gonna log in this one. I don't know why the fuck did I get? For some random reason we get mathematics because we got one free technology, which really fucks us up in discount wise. But it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna chop this out, right? And then we're gonna go and put down a new governor title. And the most crucial thing that we need right now is culture. Culture is always bigger than science in every game, in the early game. Like, people that rush like 900 science but have 20 culture, like, they're not gonna have cards, right? You need the cards like here, plus 50% protection towards all melee, recon, anti-cavalry ranged units. Like, without cards, you're gonna be useless in this game. That's just the case. Just accept it, people. Okay, right now we can just put in another worker. Right, there's still stuff that we can do, like we can even go iron later and kill the rainforest. We just need some worker. Do it. We can go market. We need another trade route, right? We can spend some gold, and actually we can get some gold from him and get some yields. And we need this one as well. And we also do need mines. I mean, maybe we stop collecting those, because in a normal game, like, you know, other players would have taken them right now. So I don't wanna, you know, not that anyone says like, oh, only so good because he got so many huts. That's not the case. Okay, so now we're gonna, like, we could go for a library here, right? But the thing is, what I want the most in this city is to have a worker, because this guy here already needs to put down 2 mines, because we want, no, we want A, the Heureka, and B, we wanna get like something out of it, right? Like, we want to chop something, we want to get tempo. That's all we need. Okay, so now we're gonna get a government. So in this game, when I choose a government, I get entitled to build a building in the government plaza. If you have this case that you can't build a building, then you haven't chosen a government yet. So what are we going to choose? In this game, when you finish the building of that area, like if I finish the building here, then I'm gonna get a card, a legacy card. Legacy cards give you something from that government, right? So we can look at the legacy effects right here, I think. Yeah, here. The autocracy legacy effect plus 1 yields to each plaza government. But it's not as bad as it sounds sometimes, but it's the worst one of all these 3, sadly. But in some cases, like like if you fail and get this one, it's okay. It's not killing you, but sometimes it is, maybe. So oligarchy legacy effect it's the biggest one, because you can use this card even in the really late game phase, like when you have infantry, musketmen, whatever, man-at-arms, whatever. The legacy effect card is really useful, right? All land melee, anti-cav, and naval melee class units gain +4 combat strength. Combat strength is king, right? We want that. We want to be able to defend ourselves. We don't want to lose again because the other guy has this card and we don't have it. And there's also Classical Republic, +1 housing and +1 amenity in all cities with at least 1 special district. It's actually really good, but the problem is there's an oligarchy card that gives +4 combat strength. So if you are in like free simulator and you don't want to, like you're Canada or maybe something, you know, that plays, or you just play only, you know, horseback, you know, like heavy cuff, light cuff, like maybe Mongolia or something, I don't know, then you maybe don't need that card. But yeah, in any case, it's better to have. So what are we going to do for the meantime? We're gonna just log in either oligarchy or log in autocracy and change into oligarchy. The thing is, if I'm one time in there, I cannot, you know, swap back. Sorry, voice crack. You cannot like swap back into that government if you swapped out of it one time ones, right? Because you're gonna go into anarchy. So right now we can choose 2 red cards and 2 double yellow ones, and the thing is, like, the only thing that we are producing will be workers. Urban planning is always good. We need the one production, also multiplies the plus 30% production, right? Like, it's really good combination. And red cards, we want to have like a classical unit approach. Upgrade this, right? Get culture from our thing. We're gonna go up here actually. Then we're gonna lock in audience chamber, ancestral hall, or warlord stone. So the big discussion here is what's gonna happen in the next 30 turns or 40 turns. If you're like in a war and you're irrelevant anyway, or you're in a teamers in your front line, then you consider to go warlord stone for sure. If you're like ultra free sim, can sometimes go ancestral for every fucking beginner out there, for everyone that isn't used to play this style with discounting and whatever. Please, dear God, play audience chamber. It's the key. Like, you can, like, it's never wrong. It's like, you know, it's just solid. You're not gonna lose anything. You get +3 housing, which is really big for discounting, right? And you get food, fucking food. So your city is gonna be population 7 faster, where you have a governor, and that's anyway like the city. Like, look at our structure, right? We have a 4 pop, 5 pop, 4 pop. Like, this city is gonna get to 5 pop at some point, right? But we can build granary. This city is not gonna grow like fast to 5 pop in the next future. So we actually do have time, and the only thing these 3 cities need here, like our most valuables, or maybe even this one also valuable, like these. They just need space, basically. They need space and food to grow, get higher, to get to pop 10, hopefully, you know, to place more districts. Like, we want to get theater down, you know, theater down. Like, we need it. So we go audience chamber. And the thing is, we do have still 2 jobs left here right now. But we want to have another builder to have actually access to, you know, more tempo. So we're gonna chop the builder, which gets multiplied by the card, right? And now we're gonna build audience chamber, and you see, like, it's 1 turn cheaper still than before, so that's perfectly fine. We can put this one down just for Heureka error score, right, for next age. And we also like to have the +1 living space, also quite okay. And we're gonna go onto this. Okay, right here we gonna do this. I use some fucking yields. And then next turn, it's your moment to shine. Okay. Gonna chop out another worker, right? So this city is 1 off. We're gonna just do 1 turn into worker, and then we're gonna build something useful. Go into that zone. Why am I not building a mine right here? Because that yield will be an aqueduct or something. Okay. So this city sadly can't place us anything, right? Which is okay. It's still doing market anyway. Gonna upgrade this. But this city does have a district slot. And now we go back to district prices, right? So we have a lot of campuses. There's no discount available. We have a lot of commercials. There's no discount available anymore, right? But we don't have a theater square in our empire. So it's actually 34 production, which 5 turns. Sounds pretty cheap to me. And then we have a Diplo quarter, which is also pretty cheap in general, and even cheaper because it's also discounted. So right now, we just want to place down this baby and discount it. We want to go recorded history, right? We have a lot of campuses. We get a lot of buffs from it. Okay, next time we're gonna have audience chamber, which is gonna be really huge for us, right? So now, right now it's 3 turns, but because we have the biggest Magnus, Gonna chop. Bam! Already finished. Now we can change government because we got the legacy card by finishing the building. So right now we wanna change into classical republic because we get 15% more great peace person points, and we get 1 housing in your cities with you know, a district. So it's pretty huge. Now we're gonna switch this up. We don't need a worker right now anymore. We need settlers to grow again. So this city is gonna start right off. Yeah, gonna start. Gonna chop out 1. Gonna upgrade that banana. We're gonna actually change that banana because that city needs a better yield. Gonna go up there, build a mine. Build a mine. So this city, right here. So we have like different stuff that we can do, right? Right now, you have to consider what do you need the most. So we're playing for the second golden age, which is free inquiry. We're gonna go for science for every commercial that we do have and the adjacency bonus they have, right? So we have a +4 science here, +3 here, +3 here. So we need actually more commercials. But there's also a thing that we really want to get, and that's a Diplo quarter. Because we already got it by random chance now, but Diplo quarter is actually really useful in a lot of cases. Like, you need it every game basically. And we're gonna place it directly. Because Diplo quarters gives us envoys. And city-state control makes like a lot of late game and a lot of your, yeah, bets. Let's see to show you what I mean. It's like, look at globalization. You get +5% science per city-state you are suzerain of. And right here at late game, you get +5% culture. That's really huge. And then you also get like permanent buffs, right? If you have 1 envoy in here, you get +2 gold in your capital and for every market you have in your country. That's why we're building awesome markets, right? We already have 40 gold per turn. So we could actually also go for a war. We could upgrade units. We could do like a lot of stuff. And we also already have here 1 envoy. And then there's something like Brussels. So on this map, there's sadly no campus or whatever. But it's okay. Okay, so right now we have in 2 turns we have a Moksha in here. And we have in 3 turns we do have another one. So we can actually do both. We can put Bengala down here. And then we can put them down here. And that's perfectly fine scenario. So right now we want to go settler. And this city is going to go for 1-2. Gonna get this one. And yeah. So right now we are finished at early game, like turn 40. We're now done with all the small stuff we did, like doing all the discounting, getting the first districts. Like other guys will have built, you know, like other shit, like let's say theater squares or whatever. And you guys gonna be there and be fucking awesome and have everything that you need, right? Because we have a +9 campus adjacency. We do have really strong cities. +14 production, +17, +18. We do have trade routes. Yeah, get these. They're fucking juicy. We have 2 more trade routes, so we can actually buy a trader right here, right? Then we have 2 cities or 3 cities coming up. So the marketplaces we do have, like the traders, will be still useful. There comes something around the corner after this merchant. We already have 5.7 points for it. That's also quite okay. If you rush the markets hardcore, you can get a few more, but it doesn't really matter. So right now we're gonna go somewhere where we don't need a fucking harbor. I build a mine, right? The mines are now better. It's not a 2-2 mine anymore, it's a 2-3. So it's quite useful. See, now the city is also really good because we already built some mines for it. So it's gonna be awesome. So right now we do have the settler card and the production card. So the biggest thing is I actually want to either build the settler with the card right here, which should be okay. I mean, this city needs seriously some mines and jobs, but we're gonna go for one more and then we're gonna go for workers. The reason behind that is because we are going for feudalism, and in 3 turns I want to swap out a card and actually go to get the other card. Okay, we got a merchant, we're just gonna run over there and take the luxury. Not gonna discuss worth of great persons right now. So come back to the Diplo quarter. So building it next to a city gives you +1 envoy. And yeah, spies don't work as good as here, whatever. But for the console, we get 2 influence per turn. At this very moment, we get 5. And look at this card. It's a whole fucking card in our government, right? Gives +2 influence. So this building is actually fucking huge for us. Like, it's as much worth as one of our 4 cards. We are only allowed to get 4 cards and only 1 green one. And it's, you know, like on the same level. So we're gonna go for this, trade with fortune cities, and go luxury. I mean, we also go for Brussels, doesn't really matter here. They are not game changing, because I would need to trade to somewhere else. What we don't want to do because of Magnus. Okay. And this is basically a thing, how you gonna play early game, right? And now, you know, we would get new cities out, we would build commercials or harbors. Like we need a harbor here. If we build a city down here, we need harbors. Then we need to tech here, right? Which makes our discount higher, but if we have enough district, it doesn't like really matter. Because we still can discount 1 or 2 harbors. Then we're gonna, you know, have some theater. We can like project here some artist guy, right? We're gonna have another theater coming up right here. So that's really huge. So the thing is, the only thing that you need to decide is when are you going for iron, right? So in this very moment, I use these 3 cities because they have like really high production. That's why your first cities are really crucial. Like if these cities have shit production, they're not gonna be able to produce settlers, right? But in this case, they can do it. And that's really good for us. But the problem is these 2 cities pay a price for the settler building, right? They're gonna lose a population, which then, you know, gives us more time to wait for another district. So what's the best thing that we could do is go iron actually, and then chop every fucking rainforest tile here and get the cities up to 10 pop, like really quick, right? But to do that efficiently, we're gonna need feudalism. But that's gonna be like part 2 of this series. That's it for, you know, early game. If you have like any questions to this phase until like now turn 43, just ask me in my Twitch chat. I'm daily live actually, and just write a comment or give it a like if you like, if it helped you out, whatever. Yeah, just ask me basically, and I will answer you. So I hope you enjoy your future games, and I hope you get like the thing and the thing about discount and the thing about how to play early game. This is a Magnus strategy. There's also a lot of different strategies out there. Like, I don't want to take it out, but if you're interested, I can make a video to it. Something like Holy Site into theater squares, right? There's also discount path, or, you know, crazy stuff. Like, there's a lot of different civs and a lot of different approaches. There are also civs that are really good at discounting, like Korea. I can make a guide to that as well. But this is like the basic thing that you need to know. And one civ to really learn that shit is Cree. Like with Cree, you're gonna have an easy time to learn it, because you get these fields for free, you get double trader, you get like a lot of stuff that you need and helps you to understand this Magnus internal game plan, right? So have a good one. Yeah.